Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results and WWE main event for the week of January 27th, 2020. Birthdays from January 26th, Road Warrior Hawk, 1957, Taylor Wilde, 1986, Evil, 1987, Sasha Banks, 1992. No birthdays on the 27th. Chris Wilson, known to wrestling fans as Justice Payne, passed away at the age of 41. Thanks to the news from Daily Wrestling News, no cause of death was given. Debuting back in 1996, Wilson appeared numerous times at CZW, winning the CZW World Heavyweight Championship 5 times. He also captured the CZW Iron Man Championship, CZW World Junior Heavyweight Championship, and CZW World Tag Team Championship. Promotion commented on Wilson's death. We here at CZW are heartbroken to learn of the untimely passing of Chris Wilson, a.k.a. Justice Payne. Chris was a Combat Zone original, multiple champion, and true CZW legend. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his and his family, friends, and loved ones. May he rest in peace. I myself give my own condolences to his friends and family. GCW also sent out a tribute to Wilson, whose real-life brother is Nick Gage. With sadness, GCW mourns the loss of Chris Wilson, a.k.a. Justice Payne, along with his brother, Nick. Chris was part of the indie wrestling revolution at the turn of the century, but more importantly, a loving, beloved father of 2 young daughters, and our hearts go out to them at this time. I send my condolences out again to the family and friends of Chris Wilson. WWE has announced that Lana vs. Liv Morgan will take place next Monday's Raw episode. Rusev and Bobby Lashley will be banned from ringside during this match. Monday's post-Royal Rumble edition of Raw will take place at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. As noted, the arena was announced appearances by WWE Champion Brock Lesnar and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch for Raw. Plus 8-man action with the Viking Raiders, Kevin Owens, and Samoa Joe versus Raw Tag Team Champions, Seth Rollins, Buddy Murphy, and the Authors of Pain, which could be a dark match. Also reported, Alex Riley will be making his return to pro wrestling since his WWE thing, since first time in 2016. First time he has been back in the ring since being released by WWE on his contract that year. He will be wrestling at GCW's We Run This Town event in Tampa, Florida during WrestleMania weekend on March 31st and April 1st. You can find this link. During his time in WWE, Riley was a growing star, working with the Miz to better himself. While he didn't hold any major gold in WWE, moments he was part of were good enough. In an interview with Chris Van Vliet this week, Riley stated one of his favorite bouts involved the most unfortunate of circumstances, which can be found at that link I just gave you. I like the tornado tag match that I had with Jack Swagger and Rey Mysterio, as Riley recalled. It was in Las Vegas that I did it with one contact lens. I had the horrible condition called keratoconus. I can't wear glasses, and I can only wear contacts. At night, when I take them out, I'm blind. I developed it when I was 27. I lost the right eye during the match. I did not have extras to them. If I don't know where my case is, I'm effed. It was the best match I had in my whole career. It was one of those things where you just had to turn your mind off. Evan Bourne, after that match, pulled me aside and said, that was the best match I ever had. And he's a hell of a worker. I will definitely look forward to having a match with him. During his run with the company, Riley made a transition from wrestler to a commentator in NXT. That required him to stay away from the ring and focus on working on other aspects of wrestling. It appeared that he was needed in more ways than one. Something that hurt but excited him. They were just starting the WWE network, and they needed spaces to fill on the broadcast side. They were coming up with something called the WWE pre-show, and they liked the way that I spoke and gave me a shot at it. Riley went on to say, I feel very fortunate to have had a shot. Was I not heartbroken when I came out of the ring? Of course I was. I've always been an athlete and always wanted to continue in athletics. I told this to X-Pac. It is hard for me to argue or complain about a life that I've had. To be able to work on the WWE Network when it was just a groundbreaking platform, it was great. They made a decision that when I was part of the panel, the wrestling was done, and that was that. I wanted to give it everything I had. That included getting very close with Michael Cole, learning as much as I could, going down to the Performance Center in Orlando and watching hours and hours of tape. This is an art. You have to think very fast. Got to keep your words very tight, very concise. Michael Cole is amazing. He's so smooth. He's so fast that he can text you while you're home in Tampa while he's calling Raw. He's talking wrestling. You see what I said and saw what I did just now. This guy is genius. When Riley was let go, it closed the door on his WWE story. It also opened it to new opportunities. Mark Serrano called me, Riley recalling on how he got fired. I was driving home down to the Performance Center in Orlando, and I had just signed a deal, a 3-year deal. A year in, they decided to go a different direction. That's all good. It is their company. They are allowed to do that. A year ago, it was like, Vince really likes me. He wants to bring me back. That's entertainment for you, and they are at the top of the entertainment. I think I actually invested in a property that I had to get rid of. I did some restructuring. It was 10 years of my life. They did end up building me up to the point that I can get a role on Glow. He returns to the ring in March. Riley rejoins a world that is full of possibilities. What exactly did the now actor miss about wrestling? Everything, Riley stated. The whole thing, the sports, the performance, the lights, the pyro, the not sleeping, the work on the road, unbelievable dedication that it takes to be a WWE superstar. To more for that, go to that link. One Man Gang on its transition to Akeem. It was a rib on Dusty Rhodes. Or if it was a rib on Dusty Rhodes. Changing gimmicks. Thanks to the PMPT. At this link. Celebrating 5 years of podcasting, the TMPT Empire's 5-year anniversary special welcomes the One Man Gang, aka Akeem. The gang, a stable of the WWF during the Federation era, changed gimmicks right in front of your eyes, and he transitioned into the African Dream, Akeem. The jive danced his way into the history books as now beloved bad guy as of the late 1980s World Wrestling Federation. In this rare interview, OMG details how the change was approached by Vince McMahon and the immense success of the Twin Towers, Big Boss Man, and Akeem. Full episode is available. I gave you that link. The change from One Man Gang to Akeem. It was just an idea of Vince, and basically he wanted another character, and he invented this character, and that's what we tried to go with. He just told me that One Man Gang was too black and white, and just wasn't a good character anymore. And he wanted a good, colorful character he could trademark and market. So he came up with Akeem, and that was basically it. And there really was not too much to it. He came up with the idea that he had his artist come up with the drawings and came up with the costume and sent to me to New York and had me size up with the materials with whatever needed to be done. That had the drawings and the artist renditions, and that was it, basically. When I showed up to TV, the next thing you know, they did the video where they bring us up to New York, Connecticut, and do the little video, and the change that we had talked about the dancers, and the this and that, and they changed me to a king. Next thing you know, I'm on TV, and now that's what I am. He didn't give me any instructions on how to be a king. He just said, go out there, and whatever you think you should do, but you'll be a king. That was basically my orders. After that, it was anything I could come up with that I could add to the character. I'd add it myself. The little hand movements, stuff like that came with the music playing and going out there, and there was moving my hands around, and now everyone calls it the Akeem dance type thing. I just tell them that I was being stupid out there, and I didn't know what I was doing half the time. With the character at first, I was terrified. I've been doing one-man gang my whole career, and now I've got to switch over and be this one whole new character. I know people in professional wrestling that will tell you that it's wrestling, and if it's just a new character, but it's like a whole different person. You've been to one-man gang your whole life. A big bully, and basically a big bad guy that would beat people up, and now I had a totally new character that was just a goofy, and I hate to say, white guy trying to be cool and dance. It's basically what it was. And people say it was making fun of Dusty Rhodes. Well, I tell people if that was the case, why did he bring Dusty into the company? Dusty came in shortly thereafter, and how was that a joke on him? They hired him into the company, but I guess it caught on because people still talk about it 30 years later. At the time, I didn't realize it. I'm just doing the character, and I don't realize that it is really just getting over. I'm just doing this because if I don't do this, and I don't have a job. I didn't realize at the time people really started to take to it. 30 years later, now they want to talk about it, and everybody loves it. I've even had people come up to my table and see that I've got two pictures, one-man gang and a king. And they'll look at it and look at a king and basically say that I'm trying to tell them you were the same person. They are just learning this 30 years later. Twin Towers gimmick, if you haven't known, can be found in this link. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville appeared on Bradley Martin workout video to talk about life in WWE, training, traveling to eat healthy while on the road. In the video here, uploaded earlier in the week, Rose commented that she just signed another 5-year deal with WWE. Rose didn't give any further details in regards to exactly what it was signed. Joining up with WWE in 2015 through Tough Enough, Rose had previously signed a 5-year deal with the company. She joined the cast of Total Divas Season 6 before spending time in NXT, and then debuting on Raw in November 2017 alongside Sonya Deville and Paige. Buddy Murphy, Otis, Tucker, R-Truth, Bobby Lashley, and Rusev were all advertised for the men's Royal Rumble match, but didn't end up appearing. It was explained on commentary that Lashley and Rusev were out of the match because they weren't cleared to compete after they were involved in a brawl in the parking lot earlier today. There was no explanation provided for the other 4 men. Beth Phoenix was busted open early during the women's Royal Rumble match on Sunday. Phoenix, who entered the ring at number 19, remained in the match until she was tossed out by Shayna Baszler towards the end. Well, Phoenix was fighting with Bianca Belair in the corner when Belair struck her in the chest. Phoenix tossed her head back and he busted her head open on the ring post. However, she hit the back of her head on the post. You could see Belair immediately reacting to the spot and talking with Phoenix, whispering in her ear, and what have you. Phoenix husband Edge, who made his own return during the men's Royal Rumble match, commented on his wife's gutsy performance, tweeting, "My wife is badass." Natalya was also all praise for her former tag team partner. Natalya noted that Phoenix didn't miss a beat and stated that she has never met anyone with the grit that she has, despite the fact that my best friend at the Beth Phoenix got even with me tonight for how I eliminated her in the first ever women's #Royal Rumble in 2018. There's no woman I've ever met who has the grit that Beth has. Natalya tweeted, She was pouring blood tonight, and she didn't miss a beat. Hashtag Iron Woman. Check out the spot at this link, as well as the reactions from Edge and Natalya. Raw superstar AJ Styles reportedly suffered a left arm injury during the 30-man Royal Rumble main event on Sunday at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Styles entered the Rumble match at number 18, but was the number 17 elimination by WWE Hall of Famer Edge. The injury reportedly happened right before that elimination. According to PW Insider, Styles suffered the arm injury after landing awkwardly on his left shoulder following the spear from Edge. Styles came back up from the spear holding his left arm, and it appeared to be dangling. A referee stepped up onto the apron to communicate with Edge, and Styles was tossed right out after that communication. Styles was then tended to by WWE officials and medics at ringside right after his elimination. AJ was then seen in a backstage area after the match with his arm wrapped up and ice on it. Word is that Styles will be undergoing tests to determine the severity of the injury and how much time he will need to be taken off, if any. Styles was not publicly commented on the injury as of this video. An update. An early word going around is that Styles suffered a separated shoulder. PW Insider adds that Styles will be undergoing testing to determine the severity of the injury as soon as possible. Perhaps at Raw. Regarding Sasha Banks, we noted last night how she was listed as the 31-woman Royal Rumble participant over the weekend, but she did not perform in the Rumble. PW Insider reports that Banks was not cleared to compete due to an unknown injury. There's been speculation on Banks suffering an injury after WWE nixed her recent matches with Lacey Evans. No word yet on what sort of injury she is suffering from, but PW Insider report noted that there have been internal rumors of an ankle injury. Brock Lesnar and WWE NXT superstar Matt Riddle were reportedly involved in a verbal backstage altercation before the Rumble event. According to Pro Wrestling Sheet, there aren't many details available on the internet as of this video, but word is that the two superstars passed each other while walking backstage, and a tense encounter came out of that. One source noted that Lesnar saw Riddle and wanted him to know the reality of the situation between the two. It was noted by multiple sources that the encounter between Lesnar and Riddle was real and not something that is part of a storyline. Apparently, they both met for the first time at the Minute Maid Park in Houston ahead of tonight's Rumble event. Riddle has spoken out against Lesnar for several years during media interviews, making it clear that he wants to be the one that eventually retires the Beast. During an interview on NXT TV last year, Riddle talked about why he wanted to retire Lesnar. Retiring Brock, it's no secret. That's been the goal since I started wrestling. Since the very beginning, Riddle revealed, I like to set goals that seem impossible. Only one person can retire Brock Lesnar. Only one person can end his career, and that person's going to be me. I don't like how he does it. I don't like the respect that he shows. I don't like the work rate that he puts out. That's just my personal opinion. I think he's capable of more. Maybe it doesn't work out for me. Maybe it doesn't work out the first time. But I guarantee you I'm going to beat him and I'm going to retire him. Former WCW star Van Hammer has been arrested and charged with DUI after an incident in Boynton Beach, Florida on Sunday, according to TMZ. You can see this link. The report notes that the Hammer allegedly hit a 5-year-old boy with his car while driving drunk on Sunday. Boynton Beach police say Hammer was driving 58 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone and was drunk when he hit the young boy, who was riding on a bike with training wheels. The boy reportedly flew on top of the hood of Hammer's car and suffered possible internal injuries. He remained in stable condition at a local hospital. Hammer in handcuffs appeared before a judge and was officially charged with a first-degree felony hit and run and DUI. It was pointed out that Hammer has 2 previous DUI arrests on his record. His bail was set at $125,000 with an option for house arrest, and he was ordered to stay away from drugs, alcohol, and weapons. And local news video on the incident can be seen in this link, as well as Hammer's mugshot photo, courtesy of TMZ. Noelle Foley has been dealing with concussion-related issues for the past several months. As you have heard previously last year, she was in WWE training. Frank the Clown, boyfriend to the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley, took to Twitter this week and revealed that Noelle has been dealing with awful symptoms for 5 months now, but her condition isn't improving. My girlfriend has been dealing with a condition and its awful symptoms for 5 months, and it's not getting any better. She's barely on social media now since it worsened. Her head aches greatly. With that said, can we send her some good vibes for when she's back on here? At Noelle Foley, Frank wrote in a tweet. He continued in another tweet, we haven't publicized it much, but these past few months have been incredibly difficult on her, where the simplest things in everyday life have been a huge struggle. We've been exploring every single avenue for help. But if anyone has any suggestions for help, we're all ears. Noelle previously had a WWE trial and did some training at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, which was covered during their Holy Foley series on the WWE Network in 2016 and 17. Mick spoke with Wrestling Inc. in October 2018 and revealed that Noelle stopped pursuing an in-ring career because she was injured. No, she's not banged up quite a bit. No, she got banged up quite a bit. Mick said of Noelle's training. Injured, not just banged up, but injured. Noelle also spoke with Wrestling Inc. in May of 2019 and talked about how nerve-wracking her WWE trial was. Filming while training was incredible nerve-wracking. It's like you're just learning, but then you have all these eyes on you and cameras, trainers. She said, even when I had my tryout, I looked out of the corner of my eye and I see Triple H. I'm like, oh my goodness. My tryout was with the girls that were already signed. So it was a bit overwhelming at times, but it's cool looking back like, wow, I actually did that. No word yet on if Noelle was injured again after her work with WWE for other indie promotion or what her pro wrestling plans for the future are. Mick and Noelle have not publicly commented on Frank's tweets as of this video, but you can see it at WWE at this link. Time for the WWE tryout at WWE Performance Center. Does Noelle Foley have what it takes to be a future at WWE superstar? Hashtag Holy Foley at WWE Network. Former WWE announcer Sean Mooney has joined up with the National Wrestling Alliance. Debuting in WWE back in 1988, Mooney worked for the company as a commentator, backstage interviewer, and host of various shows until 1993. He even did pretty good imitations himself. Even like my impersonation of Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh yeah, dig it. He made sporadic appearances for WWE in recent years, appearing on the 1000th episode of Raw in July 2012. Mooney also showed up on WWE Network show, The Edge of Christian show, that totally reeks of awesomeness. Proud to join such an incredible team. Hashtag Mooney is back. At NWA, hashtag NWA Power, Mooney commented on Twitter. NWA announced his first appearance will be on NWA Power this week. We are proud to welcome legendary announcer Sean Mooney to the National Wrestling Alliance family. You'll see his first appearance on hashtag NWA Power this Tuesday at 6:05. WWE U.S. Champion Andrade is reportedly being suspended by WWE for its first violation of wellness policy, according to Pro Wrestling Sheet. Andrade was reportedly informed of the suspension on Monday morning. Of course, after the Royal Rumble. That's why they did something on Monday night on Raw. No word yet on what substance he tested positive for. Andrade retained the title over Humberto Carrillo, jobbing during the Royal Rumble kickoff pre-show. They had a rematch on tonight's Raw, which saw Zelina Vega interfere to force the DQ. WWE wrote Andrade out of storylines in the post-match angle on tonight's Raw as Carrillo dropped him on the exposed concrete with his own hammerlock DDT. Very similar to what Humberto Carrillo was taken out of. Andrade will be gone for 30 days. WWE should officially announce the suspension soon. Also noted, Bobby Roode and Primo were also suspended for wellness policy violations back in December. They were also suspended for 30 days. Stay tuned for more updates on Andrade's suspension. Thanks to Peter Burst contributing to the article in the news. WWE taped the following matches in San Antonio for this week's main event episode. Spoiler. Riddick Moss defeated Cedric Alexander. Sarah Logan defeated Deonna Purrazzo. Raw opened up with a video package with highlights from the 2020 Royal Rumble. We go to the Raw opening video. We're live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, as the power goes off in the arena. Tom Pillow welcomes us to the show. He's joined in by Byron Saxton, returning, and Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. Announcers go over tonight's loaded show. Also, this was changed on Monday, as Dio Madden is low. I don't think he's even with WWE anymore. We go right to the ring. Out comes winner of the men's Royal Rumble match, Drew McIntyre. He's announced as the man who will main event WrestleMania 35. Drew hits the ring and points up at the WrestleMania 36. That was a misprint on the report. 36. Drew needs someone to pitch him because it feels like he's dreaming. He goes on about the Rumble win and how he's going to WrestleMania 36. Drew doesn't want to wait. He's ready to challenge someone now. He challenges WWE Champion Brock Lesnar as the fans pop. Drew goes on and says he's ready to hand out Claymores tonight. He issues a challenge, and out comes Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They both want to face Drew, and Drew agrees. 2-on-1 handicap matchup was up next. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre starts off with Carl Anderson after the bell. Drew gets the upper hand, and then comes Luke Gallows. Drew with offense in the corner. Gallows with a shot to the throat. McIntyre avoids the double-team magic killer. Drew with a Glasgow kiss to Gallows. Then a power slam to Anderson. Drew goes to the top and takes out Anderson. He tangles with Anderson again and hits a future shot DDT for a pop, which is normally the counter for his finish. Drew counters, counts down 3 with the fans, down to 1, then drops Anderson with a Claymore kick. He does the same and levels Gallows with another Claymore, and the match is over. Pins on both. After the match, Drew stands tall as music plays. Drew poses as the crowd pops. Drew celebrates but turns around to Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar lays him out with the F5 and then raises the title in the air. Lesnar makes his exit with Paul Heyman as Drew tries to recover on the mat. We'll go to commercial. Now with your appearance for Brock Lesnar for this week. Rey Mysterio versus MVP. Yes, MVP returns to action for WWE. Back for the break, and out comes Rey Mysterio as Mike Rome does the introductions. We get a video package on MVP and a return at the Rumble as it was in Houston. Out next comes MVP to the ring. They lock up and go at it. Rey tries to drop MVP with a shoulder, but can't. They go back and forth. Rey hits a takedown for a quick pin attempt. Then another. They show each other up for a pop. Fan chant, you still got it. Now they run the ropes, and MVP levels Rey with a big boot to the face for a 2 count. MVP mounts Rey while he's down and works him over. Referee backs MVP off of Rey in the corner. Rey turns around and drops MVP with a kick to the back of the neck. MVP goes to the floor, but Rey leaps off the apron, sending him into the barrier with a hurricanrana. We go to commercial. Back for the break. Rey fights MVP off. Trade shots, and MVP runs into boots in the corner. MVP catches Rey on the shoulders, but Rey drops him down into the middle turnbuckle. Snake eyes. Rey fights back with strikes, then sends MVP into the corner. Rey keeps fighting and goes to the top for the seated senton. Rey nails the moonsault for another 2 count. MVP catches the crossbody and slams Rey to the mat. MVP poses over Rey. Then he nails the ball and elbow for another close pin attempt as Rey grabs the bottom rope for the escape. Rey blocks the power bomb and drops MVP into the 619 and then goes and nails it for the pin and the win. After the match, Rey stands tall as music plays. Still to come, segment, Seth and Buddy Murphy defend against Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. Also, Charlotte and Edge will be here tonight. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we get a WrestleMania 36 promo. We're 69 days away. Tom confirms Drew versus Lesnar for WrestleMania 36 for the WWE title. Aleister Black versus Kenneth Johnson. a jobber, who goes to the ring, and enhancement talent waits as Aleister Black comes out. Black gets a squash win with a black mass out of nowhere. After the match, Black takes the responsibility of being eliminated in the Rumble. It says from now on, he's not waiting for fights to come to him. He's coming to pick the fights. How many times has he been saying this over and over again? Black stands tall as his meeting plays. Raw Tag Team title match, Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. We go to the ring, out comes Raw Tag Team Champions, Seth and Buddy, back to commercial. Back with Rake, we see more steals from the Rumble. Rollins takes the mic and says he almost won the Rumble for a second year in a row, but it wasn't in the cards. He seems to mock Drew McIntyre some. Rollins goes on about some positives, like Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens not going to WrestleMania, and how he and Murphy took the titles last week from the Viking Raiders. Rollins calls Joe and Owens to come out and get their butts handed to them by the Monday Night Messiah. Owens is out first, followed by Joe. The two sides have words. Rollins says he told AOP to stay in the back. Rollins has the camera crew backstage to prove Akam and Brother are in the back. This leads to Eric and Ivar attacking AOP out of nowhere. We see officials breaking them apart up as Rollins and Murphy aren't happy. Joe and Owens march in the ring as we got a commercial. Back for the break, we get another look back at Edge's career. He will be here later on. The bell rings and we get formal ring introductions from Rome as both teams face off. Joe and Rollins start off. Rollins taunts Joe and works the arm over. Joe drops Rollins as he goes out for a breather with Murphy. Owens taunts him. Murphy tags in and sizes up Joe. Rollins cheers him on. They lock up and go at it. Joe with a headbutt keeps control with a big chop. Joe rocks Murphy into the corner and unloads with strikes. Owens comes in and unloads on Murphy in the corner. Rollins tries to come in, but is held back by the referee. Owens slams Murphy and drops an elbow for a 2 count. Joe and Owens take turns on Murphy, and with quick tags, Owens clotheslines Murphy and keeps him down. Taunting Rollins, Joe and Murphy continue to dominate. Then double team Murphy. Owens with a backbreaker for a 2 count. Rollins tags in, but Joe fights him off. They hit double elbows on, and Rollins takes over on Joe in the corner. Joe sends Rollins to the floor and causes Murphy to miss a crossbody. Joe sends Murphy over the top to the floor. Owens takes Rollins down on the floor. Joe runs the ropes for a suicide dive, taking Murphy back down on the outside. We got a commercial break. Back for the break, Murphy is in control of Owens. Murphy works Owens over and keeps him grounded. Owens finally drops Murphy with a DDT out of nowhere, but Joe is no longer on the apron for a tag. Rollins back in and goes at it with Owens. Owens dodges the corner splash and then goes to the top for a big frog splash for a 2 count. Murphy and Owens trade shots now. Murphy kicks Owens down for a 2 count. Murphy takes it to the corner and they double team Owens as Rollins comes in. Owens fights him off. Owens counters and hits a sit down pop up power bomb for a close 2 count. It wasn't much for a pop up because he doesn't release it like he used to. Murphy comes back in and Owens fights him. Owens fights off a Murphy superplex. Owens sends him to the mat. Owens nails a big swanton from the top, but Rollins makes a save just in time. Owens takes out Rollins into the floor. Owens comes back in, but Murphy nails a big knee. Owens dodges a stomp and knocks Rollins off the apron. Murphy and Rollins both block the stunner, but Murphy rolls up Owens for the pin to retain. After the match, the champs exit. As Owens looks on, we'll go to replays. Still to come, Edge is here. We got another look back at a major moment from his career. U.S. title match, Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade. We go to the ring. It's time for the Royal Rumble kickoff rematch. U.S. champion Andrade comes out with Zelina Vega. We got a commercial. Back for the break, we see more steals from the Rumble. We see steals from Asuka's loss to Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Lynch is backstage with Charlie Caruso now. Lynch says last night made her really realize she's in a class above the rest of these dopes. Lynch says the next arse she beats will be because she wants to, not because she feels like she has to. Caruso asks about Charlotte Flair possibly changing her or challenging her. Becky says it won't be the first time, but it will be the last time. We go back to the ring and Andrade waits with Vega as Humberto Carrillo makes his way out. We get formal ring introductions from Rome. Carrillo strikes first with a drop kick in the corner. Carrillo unloads as they go to the floor. Carrillo keeps control until Andrade shoves him into the ring post. Andrade brings it back in and keeps control. Andrade stops away in the corner. Thanks to Raj Gurry from Wrestling Inc. for his play-by-play beginning here. Part of this match was missed due to technical issues. The finish saw Carrillo hit Andrade with a moonsault from the top rope. Before he could get the win, Vega broke up the pin, which caused a disqualification. After the match, Carrillo went crazy and attacked Andrade. He exposed the concrete on the outside of the ring, planted Andrade with a DDT onto the floor. Having more technical issues with internet, Charlotte Flair was out for a promo to announce who she will face at WrestleMania. Charlotte said that she hasn't decided yet. Kabuki Warriors come out, and Asuka said that she would have won the Women's Rumble match if she was in it. Charlotte asked if that was a challenge, which led to the Kabuki Warriors attacking Charlotte, which set up her next match, Charlotte versus Asuka. Charlotte and Asuka had a back and forth match. Towards the end, Charlotte hit a spear, only got a 2 count. Charlotte locked in the figure 8 submission, but Kairi Sane hit Charlotte with a top rope splash, which prompted the referee for the DQ. The winner of the match, Charlotte Flair by disqualification. After the match, Kairi Sane continued to beat on Charlotte. Charlotte eventually gained the advantage and cleared the ring of the Kabuki Warriors. Charlotte Smith kick to end the segment. Backstage, Street Profits did their recap gimmick, with the duo noting that tonight's Raw is rated R. Kelly appeared out of nowhere. They exchanged some pleasantries. Montez noted that WrestleMania was under 70 days away, and the 24/7 title is up next. Mojo Rawley is out with the offensive lineman, NXT's Riddick Moss. Mojo cut a promo boasting how he's actually defending his title in the ring. He introduced Riddick Moss for the first time ever. The first time over. No Way Jose comes out to accept the challenge. Mojo versus No Way Jose. Quick squash match. Mojo retained the title. Immediately after the match, Mojo was rolled up by R-Truth, who was dressed up like a hamburger. Momentarily, R-Truth wins the title back. Truth celebrated, but was then face-to-face with Moss. Truth turned around and was dropped by Mojo, who proceeded to drop Truth and get the pin to regain the title. Winner and champion again, 24/7, Mojo Rawley. Next match was Lana versus Liv. Thanks, Raj. Back from the break, and Lana starts brawling with Liv after they come out. Rusev and Bobby Lashley are banned from ringside. Liv levels Lana for a close 2 count. Lana turns around and sends Liv to the floor. Lana runs her mouth. Liv comes back in, but Lana ends up leveling her with a big kick for a 2 count and more screaming. Lana with a suplex to Liv. Lana talks more trash and stands over Liv, talking trash, and they keep grounding with a headlock. Liv breaks free and unloads with clothesline. Then a bulldog. Liv with an enziguri. Liv charges and stomps Lana's face first into the mat in the corner. Lana kicks out at 2. More back and forth. Liv with a springboard flatliner for the pin and the win. After the match, Liv stands tall when the music plays. We got to replays. Liv poses on the ropes. We see Eric Rowan backstage walking with his mystery pet cage. Back to commercial. Eric Rowan versus Brandon Weiss, another jobber. We go to ring out. First comes Eric Rowan with his mystery pet cage. Enhancement talent. Brandon Weiss waits in the ring. The bell rings and Rowan launches Weiss out to the floor. Rowan follows and manhandles the jobber. Rowan brings it back in. Hits a big running splash in the corner. Rowan with an iron claw slam in the middle of the ring, but he stops the pin attempt early. Rowan delivers another iron claw in the middle of the ring for the pin and the win. After the match, Rowan stands tall. As we go to replays, Rowan carries his cage up the ramp. He doesn't do the same thing that he did the last 2 appearances. We get a video package on Edge's return at the Rumble last night. Back for the break, we get more steals from the Rumble. We go to ring, out comes Hall of Famer Edge to a huge pop. Regular Superstar comes out for his brand return as the fans cheer him on. Fans keep cheering and chanting as Edge goes to the mic. He starts speaking, but an Edge chant breaks out. Edge says a person, an athlete, and an artist, the reaction he got at the Rumble as the one from tonight. The fans have no idea what it means to him. It's why they do this. So thank this. Fan chant, you deserve it, and you still got it. Edge says, you dang right, I do. Fans pop again. Edge brings up the elephant in the room, and asks how he's standing here. He talks about being medically disqualified from ever wrestling again 9 years ago, but he refused to live in a world of what ifs. He says he immediately went to work on making what if disappear. He started to feel good over the years and asked himself why he came back home. Fans pop. So he's got to work. Fan chant, welcome home. Edge goes on about busting his butt and getting in the best shape of his life. At 46 years old, he could step back in the ring and end his career on his own terms. Fans pop. He then found himself in the Royal Rumble. He saw some familiar faces and some new ones. Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, Matt Riddle. The list goes on and on. Edge says hopefully he sees all of them down the road. Edge isn't fooling himself. He knows this might not last long and knows it might not last long, but he hopes all of the fans join him on the ride. Fans pop again and the chant yes. The same way they do with the Daniel Bryan gimmick. It jokes that he has to thank Daniel Bryan for his first Borgasm Yes chant, which is pretty cool. Edge knows he's a little older, a little grayer, with crow's feet, as he did that kind of thing, but it's a roadmap that got him right here. But he's got the one thing you can't fabricate, a shove down someone's throat unless you have it. He has grit. Fans pop again. You knock him down, he gets back up. Miz interrupts, out comes Edge's former rated R RKO partner, Orton. Orton in his ring, and they hug his fans here. They have a few words. We can't hear Orton. We can't hear, and Orton grabs the mic. It's no secret, Orton has somewhat of a self-destructive personality. Of course, you don't trust a snake. Worse when he was younger, but there was one guy who pulled his hand out of a hole years ago while making counts. It was Edge. Orton welcomes Edge home, saying he's a brother and a family to him. Last night, feeling the energy and the chemistry that only they have. What's special? Orton says. Orton says Edge is out here talking about what ifs. And he has a what if he isn't sure about what Edge or fans will think about this. He asks him what if rated R RKO got back together one more time. Fans go wild and chant yes again. Edge looks around and nods at Orton. Orton responds with a big RKO in the middle of the ring, out of nowhere. Fans boo as Orton exits the ring. Edge is slow to recover. Orton brings a steel chair in the ring, but Edge calls for it. Orton grabs the chair and smacks Edge over the back with it. Edge holds the back of his neck and yells out. Orton stands over him. Orton drops the chair, and the U.S. hook chant breaks out from the crowd. Orton turns around and goes back to Edge. Orton grabs the chair again, and this time wraps it around Edge's neck in the seat. Orton takes his time and looks to be contemplating the move. Orton goes to the second rope and stops to think about what he's doing. Edge is down with the chair around his neck. Fans look worried in the crowd. Orton comes down from the turnbuckle and takes the chair off of Edge's neck, tosses the chair out to the floor. Fans boo as Orton exits the ring. Orton runs back over and brings two chairs in the ring now. A referee begs him not to. Orton places one chair under Edge's head. He stands up with the other chair and swings it, smashing Edge's head into the other chair. Crowd screams, and a whole chant breaks out from the crowd. Orton takes a seat and looks at Edge, who is laid out with one chair still under his head like a pillow. Orton stands up over Edge as the post-Royal Rumble edition of Raw goes off the air. And as noted, last night's WWE Raw ended with Randy Orton unleashing a vicious attack on Hall of Famer Edge. After turning on him, it's believed that Orton versus Edge will take place at WrestleMania 36 as Rated R Superstar was reportedly signing a 3-year deal with WWE and will be used for special matches at several TV appearances. And you can see it in this link. WWE released the footage of what happened after Raw, as Edge was loaded on the stretcher and was taken away in a neck brace. From the link. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch took to Twitter and with a message on being better than your favorite superstars and the greatest of all time. Don't blame me for being this good. Blame your fave for not being good enough. Hashtag GOAT. The man tweeted. Let's retain her title over WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Asuka at the Royal Rumble on Sunday. Did you know that on last night's Raw?
No.
That the next person she beats up will be because she wants to. I ain't got the respect for my brother. I'm going to have to whoop his butt after following this video. Not because she has to and wants to prove something. And I'm going to have to prove something because I mean what I say. It's been reported that Shayna Baszler versus Lynch is currently planned for WrestleMania 36. And that concludes my video for this week. Thanks again. Peace out. See you in a bit. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.